Good afternoon and welcome back to another ironic introduction to another video. Today is MCOC grind day number 1. Monday is the start of the week, and that means, we get to have a good time. So, kind of just autoing through this super fun and interactive quest from Kabam. And then I'm going to get into the arena grind. I'm a bit behind today. Got stuck late at the office, and normally it's the lab bench, but this week it was the office. Some paperwork, but that's just kind of how Monday goes. But I need to grind some units in preparation of the 6.2 completion, just absolute mind wreck that I am preparing for. Here we go. Alright, time to get into versus mode. I think all my 4 stars are on cooldown, so we're pretty good to jump straight into the 5-star rotation. Yeah, so pretty much all my 4 stars are on cooldown. We'll jump in here. Yeah, perfect timing. So my 5 stars are coming off rotation. That's always a pleasant feeling. I think 20 is where you need to be before you start sandbagging this way. So I'm just going to be careful, and I'm going to bring Magic and Ronan. Okay, cool. Actually, so we're okay to sandbag. We're just going to have like double the PI fights on 2 of the matches. And then on the other one, we just have a free win with Namor. So hopefully it goes well. Hey, John Garcia, how's it going, man? Getting your grind on as well? Earning those units in the arena? I used to think that all this grinding wasn't worth it, but then I realized I earn about somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 units a week, and that's a solid extra $100 every week. Sorry, that's a solid extra $33 every week. Which is not too bad considering, this is my hobby. How's it going, Harry? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing myself. What are you going for anything? I think you got Iceman right already, so you probably just grab the minimum there. Are you going to try to dupe your 3-star Nova? Yeah. How's it going, Double P? It is Monday. Monday is by far my least favorite J of the week. Try saying that 3 times fast. Yeah, that's fair. Fair, John. I mean, I think you said you put like 1.8 in for Iceman, right? 1.9, and you got him, so that's really not too far off. Mine's already duped, so I don't feel the need at all. And personally, I'd rather have the lower ranked rewards than the duped rewards, just because I prefer those 505. Oh my gosh, I prefer those 500 4-star shards over the Iceman dupe. There we go. I can say words. You don't really realize how bad you are at the English language until you start streaming, and then you realize that you can't say a single sentence without stuttering at least once or twice. Or until you start recording your first video and you're like listening to your own voice. Oh man, if Monday was as exciting as Groundhog J, I would like it a lot more, Double P. I think I can't even think of one. I can't keep up with you, Double P. You're too good. Did you think of that ahead of time? Because you just totally blew me out of the water. I couldn't even come up with a quip. Yeah. I think they're worth more than the dupe on Iceman as a 4-star, personally. Although, if you're still running a 4-star roster and, you know, basics is all that you can get, Iceman dupe is definitely worth grabbing, even at Sig 1. Not for you probably, but just in general. Damn, Double P. You're always a step ahead of the game. Definitely a step ahead of me. So, is Nova's Awakening even worth it? I gotta go look that up now. See, what are we looking at here? We got Nova, so we'll pull up Amp-My. So I'm not the only one looking. We got Iceman. And you guys can even see it on my super wonderful screen. So Nova's medium attacks gain up to additional bonus attack based on distance traveled in the last executed dash. Super not useful as an attacker. Auto block triggers the parry mastery. Okay, so he needs to be awakened to trigger parry, so that's good to know if I have to go up against him on a defense. And the duration of buffs is increased. Man, they just really push Nova as a defender. That's just not at all exciting. So, but that's okay. Game needs a defender here and there. Good balance. For Nova 1.4. Yeah, 1.4 should definitely secure you that 3-star Nova. I can't see anybody pushing too many points in there. If I had a more developed 3-star roster, I'd go for it more often. But honestly, I'd rather push content and make videos than do the 3-star arena, which is usually what it comes down to. I have like a super low quality Quake guide video coming out. You know, I did what I can. It's just I don't have like a dedicated video recording device, and I talk about it in the video. So I had to like ghetto rig my Logitech cam to make a hand cam. So if you guys watch that, you know, I even disclaim it in the video. Try not to judge me too hard for the hand cam footage. It's pretty bad. Yeah, and would you even want to, Harry? You know, on a primary defender? It's not like even like Sting where at least you're getting mixed values. I don't feel like Nova's getting tons of value in general outside of defense. He just feels a lot like Korg. Almost exact. I think he feels closer to Thor Ragnarok if Thor Ragnarok was like a viable defender. No armor break. That was some bad RNG. Or is it only the SP1 that armor breaks? That's probably what it is. Oh, I see. Okay, so you'll be grabbing him for the first time around. Someone popped in and told me they grabbed Nova and Iceman, so obviously it wasn't you. So, yep. I'd like to see some kind of anti-Thorns utility more. Right now, Namor's like one of the like only reflecting. I'd like to see something similar. Not necessarily reflection, but some type of answer. I'm fishing for an answer to the Killmonger besides Archangel and Namor in Abyss of Legends. Having a little bit of trouble coming up with one. Medusa's probably not the worst, but also like her damage output probably doesn't hold up in Abyss of Legends. She just got like above average damage. John Garcia, you are the one then. Okay, so it's tough, you know, especially when multiple people are grabbing arena champs. It's definitely tough for me to keep up. The End, or The Third, depends on how you want me to say your name, really. Welcome to the channel. If you tell me you hit the subscribe button, I'll put your name up on the stream. Otherwise, all you get is this lovely hello. How to do. That's the extent, but glad to have you here. Feel free to ask questions. I promise you won't distract me too much. Just punch an arena like everybody else. Harry, I only do the 3-star arena when I'm popping boosts, and only when I like really need units. I wish I used to grind it super hard, but as I can push higher and higher in the like 5-star featured arena and stuff, the value of the 3-star arena goes down. Like way down. So probably got to do with the fact that the rank rewards suck. Alright, well, you earned it, man. Everybody gets their name in the spotlight for a brief moment. Here we go. Recent subscribers. Go. Look at this. It's how intimidated I am by Falcon. I just let him punch me for days. Ooh, Falcon, you really held up to Captain Marvel movie. Look, nothing against Falcon. I love him. I love the scene where Cap passes him up like multiple times saying on your left. But like, what is Falcon doing on the Avengers when Captain Marvel movie is on the Avengers? Like, I don't know. Kind of a rough power scaling. At least Black Widow and Hawkeye kind of keep up. Hawkeye barely so. The end... You know, I'll look into it. The reason I haven't is because it just kind of feels like there's plenty of guides out there on how to do the arena grind as is. Is there any particular arena you're looking to do? Are you looking for like how I juggle my arena points? Because if we're talking juggling arena points or infinite streaks, I can do either. But I think I already have a video on how to juggle arena points and then prioritizing those. Let me see if I can't find it for you real quick in my 1000 playlists. Here you go. Ooh, this is 20 minutes long, so maybe it's time I revamp this. Ugh, man, I made a 20-minute long video on how to grind arenas. Wow, I was not so great in the back in the old times. How's it going, Coop? At least one did. How's it going, A-Rob? Watched your videos too. Harry, I never go for the 3-star featured just because I don't think it's worth the time. You're honestly just better off anywhere else. So, Coop proved that the Abyss of Legends, if like you guys don't know who Coop is here, he recently did an Abyss of Legends completion, and he proved that the way to break the Abyss of Legends live stream bad crystal luck is to have your significant other pull them for you. So when I do Abyss of Legends, my wife will definitely be pulling my crystals because I don't want to be like Legacy and KT1 and Seaton, where I'm just like looking at my 6-star crystals and wondering why they're so crap. Double P, I have that. It's this like alarm clock, and if you've seen it, it's invented by this like female engineer student who creates useless gadgets for useful purposes. And it's this alarm clock that has a like rubber hands attached to it, and it spins over and over again and just slaps you in the face. So what you can do is you can set that alarm clock to go off every 5 minutes, and then grind arena, and perfect strategy for not how to fall asleep. Maybe I'll make a video on it and I'll use someone else as the example for how it works, because I don't want it. Yeah, Coop got some, the thing I'm most jealous of, I'm not even jealous of your 6 stars, Coop. I'm jealous of your freaking 6-star awakening gem that you got and your ghost. Like, whew. I can't wait to see you bring her to rank 3. Capitan, good luck. I hope you have, like, just meme it. Just open up a live stream, Capitan, because the live stream luck is a real thing. Like, if pet method works, live stream definitely does. And that's where all the luck is for sure. 6-star Abomination. Ooh, John Garcia, that's rough. But at least it's a, you know, at least it's arena fodder. Unless it was a dupe, in which case I feel really, really bad for you. 4 and 12 5-star champs. I would like to get into the... If you have 12 5-star champs, the end, you can definitely start punching the 4-star featured arena. What I would just do if you only have 12 is use like your rank 1 4 stars to build up a ×3 multiplier, and then run your 12 5-stars, and then intentionally lose, and then reset your ×3 multiplier, and then just keep doing that until your 5-star roster is more developed. That's what I did earlier on. Hey, Punjabi, got you with that fist bump, bro. Always got you with that fist bump, at least if I see it. Yeah, double P, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of people pushing Abyssal Legends have Doom or Claire. You know, that's just kind of how it is. Coop, you can cook? Oh, because John Garcia said he's Kabam Mike Chef. Wow, how do you get the job as a chef? I can cook. I can cook. I'm stuck as Kabam Mike's shoe polisher, man. That's rough. You know? Life is good. Coop group. I like that you use the word group and not gang. It feels a lot less violent, but also very friendly and opening. Although I don't think cooking on a trampoline is something I would recommend to anyone. Double P. Yeah. So this one, it's a little bit dated, but I do have a guide for grinding multiple arenas. Particularly, and this'll be more relevant for you. I'm not farming them, A-Rob, but I'm definitely going out of my way to grab them. Definitely going out of my way to grab them. They're not free, just very low cost. But I don't need them that bad. Got the arena for it. Why, are you grinding them? How good is it? I see like one every 2 pads or so. How's it going, Asar? Today, I've had better Mondays before, but you know, Monday is pretty rough in general, so, you know. Yeah, the end, that's specifically on grinding multiple arenas and making sure you maximize your points. You know, it might be a little dated, and it's fairly early on in my YouTube career, but I think the information there is still good. I think if I had to redo it, I would definitely just want to make it like 5 minutes shorter. But, you know, if you can get through it, information is still solid. Ooh. A-Rob, I'm not even like going out of my way to grind them. I'm at like 7 or 8, I think, myself. So as long as you're like checking the pads, I think once I've finished the monthly event, I'll go and grab them too. But 15, that sounds pretty solid as far as revives go. Farm them up and go do AOL? Is that your plan? Let's see. I just got an invite to something, but I think it was a dungeon, and I don't do dungeons these days. Nothing personal, just dungeons, especially on Mondays. Very, very low chance, but we'll see. Maybe if I catch up on the arena grind, I'll have the time. My apologies. Coughing on stream, how dare I. Grinded 33 level 1 revives. Whoo! That's just with neutral energy, huh? That's pretty good. A-Rob this weekend? Good. I don't think I have to work this weekend. I could come in and check it out. Damn, Harry, that sounds good. Crush that Variant 2. Variant 2 kicked my ass, so I hope that you go in way more prepared than me. Good luck. Ooh, Capitan, that's not bad. I just had a lot of newfound respect for Invisible Woman after pushing Act 6 a little bit. Her damage output's pretty okay, but the biggest thing is, like, I knew with Suicide she could get, like, a long-term heal, and it's actually, like, a really solid amount of health every time, like, the shield phase comes up. So she might actually hit my regular rotation if I can get really comfortable with her playstyle. But mostly, I think something that like goes understated is people always they fixate on, oh, you have to play her perfect to get high damage, but they don't talk about how you can use her invisibility to just like dodge annoying specials and play super, super aggressive. So like, yeah, you're losing damage, but you just get so much of a security blanket very often. It's kind of underrated. We'll see. I need to play her a lot more to justify it. Ooh, 8 to 10 refills for 30 revives. So 300. Let's say you're just flat rate 300 for 30 revives. 30 revives would cost you 1,200. So you're getting like a 4 times value there. That's pretty solid. I might burn some energy refills myself at that kind of a return rate. Ooh, my 4 stars are up. How's it going, the center? Welcome. Everybody, brief pause. I'm like choking, so I'm going to get some water real quick. Oh my god. 10 times better. All right. There we go. Would you recommend... Oh, it was a gift. Thank you, Uranium. I got to give a sweet shout out to the Ben Bang as well. Ben Bang has been like sending me all his envelopes, and it's always appreciated. Never needed, but always appreciated. Thank you, the Ben Bang. And I kind of forgot your YouTube handle, so if you're watching, let me know, tag me or something, because I kind of forgot who you are in the chat at least. I recommend normal or uncollected arena crystals. Recently became uncollected. I personally choose uncollected crystals. The end. But there is no way at all to determine because there's no drop rates in the game and no one's done a proper job of like sitting down and compiling data. So personally, I roll the uncollected just because I want a 5-star Punisher. I'm, let's see, 73,000 fights in, still no 5-star Punisher. Feels bad, but some people, like my brother already has a 5-star Punisher. He got his like 20,000 fights in. So, you know, take that for what you will. But yeah, I always roll uncollected. I also like the bigger numbers. I hear that the, like just statistically speaking, regular arena crystals are going to be more consistent, but I like being inconsistent, and getting that big payout. It just feels so much better. Asar, I would not rank for 5-star Sentinel, but I am super biased. 5-star Sentinel in general is worth it. But if I had to choose between... Hold on, I need to sit down. Would I rank for an Awakened Sentinel 5-star, rank for an unawakened 5-star Hulk, 5-star rank 3 Cap Infinity War, 4-star Max Captain 44. In order to get through variant 2, I would recommend either Sentinel or one of the caps. I don't think Omega Red's going to help you as much, except for that really frustrating Korg path in the last chapter. But Captain America Infinity War, choose whichever one has a higher SIG percentage, because there are multiple aggression regeneration fights. Captain America Infinity War plus Despair Mastery is just an absolute cheat code for that. Final contestant, how's it going? Hopefully well for you. Yeah, Harry, a lot of people just use Thing and Cheese. It's an absolutely free way to get through variant 2. Yeah, the center. There's a lot of situations where Invisible Woman just doesn't hold up, but, you know, that's okay. A lot of champions are like that. Not everybody's an absolute cheat code like Ghost and Quake. The end. My account is only twice as old as yours. Just to give you perspective, I hit 288 days, I think, on Saturday. So I think I'm at 290 days played. So, you know, some perspective on the arena grinding and my lack of life. Oh, how many units are you needed? Oh, sorry, that's a tough question to ask. I think I did mine for fairly cheap, but that's because I grinded a ton of potions, and then it started costing me revives on the last 2 or 3 quests, units, because that's when I stopped using resources I farmed. But variant 2, it's all about roster and player skill, and I did not have the player skill. I had the roster, but not the intelligence. So, or knowledge, I guess. It's not an intelligence thing, just... Capitan, I have to ask, did you watch Dork Lessons in order to learn Quake? She's definitely a bit difficult to learn, but did you watch Dork Lessons? The 5.1.6 Quake. The biggest thing is you never want to hold block, because if you're holding block, she's more likely to throw heavy, and then Quake is primed to hold heavy. So you never want to hold block. And then after that, you're just going to want to burst her down. If you have aftershock charges on you and they're about to expire, you want to throw a special so that your mid-special animation when the aftershock charges erupt, so that you at least don't get stunned. You're still going to take the damage, but if you're not getting stunned and punched in the face, it's a lot better. I think, yeah, that's about it. Sorry, yeah. I mean, I don't deny my Ghost and Quake skills are way, way above average, but everything else I really, really lack. I've definitely become very reliant on Ghost and Quake, and I can feel it. That's why I feel the 4-star monthly event is really good for me, and why I think I need to start weaning myself off of Quake and Ghost. Quake and Bake. Capitan, I would highly recommend you don't try to learn to Quake and Bake. I think a lot of people, they go for that because it seems easier. But what happens is if you Quake and Bake instead of going straight into Quake and Shake, you end up having trouble learning to Quake and Shake. And this isn't an everybody situation. It's just what I've noticed. But everybody I know that has Quake and Baked has not been able to break the Quake and Bake mechanic. So my suggestion is go straight into Quake and Shake. The end, I'm not at all ashamed to admit I am a bit of a whale. The level of whale I am depends strictly on where you place people like Seaton and Cow Whale, and where you place people like me, I guess. My account has probably got a good $1,000 to $2,000 spent in the last 8 months. Most of that on July 4th and the Cyber Weekend deals. Outside of that, maybe a couple hundred. I don't spend too much money outside of those deals, but like I'm an addict. So I've spent a good amount of money just on Cavalier crystals. Not even like upgrade resources, just Cavalier crystals. And then I have this video called Why You Should Pay the Start Dash Tax. It's actually pertaining to a game called Grand Blue Fantasy, but it applies to Marvel Contest of Champions as well. So when I started Marvel Contest of Champions, day 1, I installed the game and I put $30 on. And it just accelerated my account so much, having like a 4-star right at the start of the game. I just cruised through the content insanely quickly, and it allowed me to spend 50 days in the arena of the beginner and intermediate bracket, grinding every single 4-star basic and featured for 50 days straight. And I have all of those arena grind results as evidence. So if anybody ever questions, you know, I am where whale meets no life grind hard, in the middle. I would be in the middle of that Venn diagram. Alright, thanks. I watch your old videos on it and use Spectre with Hyperion. Yeah, Hyperion's a good option because you can just parry heavy. And then the other thing, the end, I forgot to mention, is the AI. When you throw a heavy on them, it kind of resets their AI aggression. So here, I can show you. So like, this guy's being super passive, right? So let me get a parry. Okay. So, because every time you throw a heavy, the AI takes it as you being super vulnerable. So if I can get one, even on this like crazy defensive Killmonger, look, he's gonna go aggressive. See? So you can use that to get the consistent parry heavy play style, because of the AI aggression reset, and that's something people don't talk about, but something to keep in mind. So yeah. Actually, I didn't even think about it. Parry heavy for that Quake. Not just Hyperion, but any heavy, good heavy champ. Hey, the center. Good to hear. Good to hear. Sorry, not the center. LJ, good to hear. 2 revives is not bad for 5.3.1 initial completion. So, and you're definitely past probably one of the more frustrating ones, because that first quest is just frustrating as you get used to the whole like reduced damage BS. Uranium Part 2 of 6.2 completion is coming this weekend, I think. It just kind of depends. I'm under the impression I don't have to work Saturday, so I'm hoping Saturday. But if I do end up having to work Saturday, I can't guarantee it, because I gotta feel like I'm on point to do that. Yeah, good job, Osar. Quake Shake is definitely the way to go. Yeah, in the center, a lot of people take a hard break after uncollected completion. I was one of them, and I definitely do recommend. Because after you've done uncollected completion, you want to start focusing on the monthly event. And everything you do from there should be about getting through the monthly event, and then you don't even touch other content until you can do that completion and then exploration even. Man, I'm glad to be Nemo, because apparently that's Chinese for Namor. So I'll take that as a compliment, my friend. Harry, I've got a guide for Quake coming out. Hopefully that helps out a little bit. Plan is to have that out either tomorrow or on Wednesday, but it's coming. Dork Lessons, Why You Fail at Quake, is definitely what I used for that, but it's okay. The end, I wouldn't do a full second account. Wow, I'm like trying to catch up. I wouldn't do a full second account, but I want to do a 24-hour live stream of how far can you get in Marvel Contest of Champions in 24 hours. I might chicken out and do how far can you get in 24 hours, but I'm pretty confident I can get very, very far on that first day. And the reason I want to do that is I want to have a companion video of kind of proving why you should just spend $20 off the gate to show how much farther you get for just $20. How's it going, Solar Flare? Yeah, Cap is a really good option for Quake for sure. Capitan, I think a lot of people have trouble with the dexing because they think they need to reactively dodge. My biggest tip is don't reactively dodge, just predict dodge. The instant you see evade on your screen, just swipe left. Uh, you'll dodge every time. The dodge window is super long, and except for when the opponent has a double hit attack, you don't have to worry about it. Solar Flare, no break, just got to get to the weekend because weekdays is when I grind. The center, you could always take a different path. I'm just saying. That Quake path is not the only one there. There's a couple other paths that are fairly reasonable. I mean, that's definitely the easiest path, but... Rip, John. My phone is perma-plugged into the phone charger. Yeah, Ronan is an absolute cheese monster. I don't ever use him, but maybe one day I will. I respect that cheese. I'm just not there yet. How bad is the 5.4 Ultron? Final contestant, my question is, do you have any form of Loki? The center, the reason Doctor Strange is clipping you with his special one is because you're dexing too early. My suggestion is to, when he goes to throw his special one, before he throws the projectile, get as far away from him as possible, and you won't get clipped as much. The thing about Doctor Strange special one is a lot of times when you think about a projectile, right, it moves across your screen like this, right? And you dex it, no problem. Doctor Strange's projectile, the hitbox radius looks more like this. So your character, you dex it initially, right? And you're getting clipped by the second half. But if your champion is as far back as possible when you go to dex it, you're dexing up against the wall and the projectile will go straight through you. Hopefully that helps. A lot of projectiles are like that, not just Doctor Strange's, Magneto's, Massacres, something to think about. I have a tutorial video for that as well, actually. Self-plug here. These are like tips and trick videos that I made a super long time ago that I need to sit down and like revisit. This is one that like no one ever watched. This is lasers, projectiles, and physical specials, Marvel Contest of Champions, and this is like your one-stop shop for how to evade specials without having to look up a champion how to evade specials. Personally, I think it's really helpful. And it kind of affects the way I think of evading. Let's see, where are we? But yeah, Medusa or Loki, those are both the cheese. Personally, I used Loki. If you use Loki, the Ultron is super easy. Medusa too. No, to be fair, final contestant, I used Captain Marvel movie for my first clear. And it is revives, but it only cost me a small amount of revives because you literally just hold block. You dash, dodge back, hold block until he makes you binary, and then you just hammer into him as hard as you can for free damage, and then you quit the fight. That's how I did it first time around. Yeah, exactly, Solar Flare. That's how a lot of people who grind a lot of Arena play the game. It's kind of natural. Maybe if I had a few more hours in the day, I could push content on the weekdays, but it's tough. The center, just bring... Do you have an anti-evade, maybe? Final contestant, 5-star rank 2 is plenty. That's all you need. I tried to do it with a 5-star rank 1. I could never manage. It's super easy with a 6-star rank 1, but 5-star rank 1 I could never manage. I got close a couple times, but once you get the rotation in, then it's free from there as long as you don't mess up. Here they might have patched it. This is why I don't like that people talked about it on YouTube. particularly in streams and stuff. Not so much in chat, because, you know, Kabam's going to patch that shit out real quick, but hopefully you're just unlucky, my friend. Make sure you clear paths. You have to reset the quest to make sure the items reset. The center, if it's clipping you when you're far, you're just dexing a half second too early, my friend. I don't have any super easy advice on that. Solar Flare, my intro is the ironic introduction because the hardest part for me on making any video is the first sentence. And so I needed something that got me through that initial part, but anything I said, so like if I was like, welcome to another video, or if I was like, welcome ladies and gents, or, you know, anything I said sounded really tacky. So when I say, good afternoon, welcome back to another ironic introduction, I feel like I'm acknowledging that I have to say an introduction in order to make the video, but at the same time, it doesn't feel as tacky because I'm acknowledging the need to say the introduction. If that makes sense. Anything else, whenever I've tried to do anything else, I end up having to like re-record the video just out of awkwardness. Danny Cody, I would wait. Not necessarily for Aegon, but I personally wouldn't awaken Massacre or Gwenpool. Killmonger is worth it, but you gotta really, really like Killmonger. He's definitely worth it, but I would personally save it. Hey, the center, good. What's your new computer like? Do you know the specs? I'm a huge computer nerd, so I would love to know those if you happen to have those on hand. And then I think you said you got a blue Yeti, right? Is what you had coming in? Good luck the end. Feel free to let me know if it feels outdated or if you have any particular questions. I'd be happy to help. Ooh, John Garcia, 500 subs by end of February would be so nice. I doubt it though. The channel's gotten so much traction lately, but I don't feel like 500 subs. I'm not there yet, man. Maybe if I like really crank out the guide videos, we'll see. How's it going, Joe Mama? Little late. Were you working today? Sleeping maybe? Playing in the snow even? Canada's got it rough. Harry, Dell's not bad, but that tells me like almost nothing about your computer, except that it probably runs an Intel processor. When I say like what's your computer, I mean like what's your processor? If you're running an aftermarket cooler, is it a desktop or a laptop? What kind of motherboard? RAM, although I don't care too much about RAM since that has almost no effect on your computer after the quantity of gigabytes. And then dedicated video card as well as what the video card is. Those are the informations I'm looking for. So, because I actually built my computer, love it. Ooh, here we go. GTX 2060. 1 TB memory, 16 gigabytes RAM, Corsair, white airflow case, 1000 watt. It's a big freaking power supply, bro. ERA gaming motherboard. Okay, yeah, REG's got a solid gaming board. That is a dope motherboard. You hard future-proofed that one. That's good. And then what are you running as your processor? Something nice? I mean, if you're running an 1000 watt power supply, you're like set up. Well, I guess it depends on what your power supply is rated. Are you running like a bronze power supply? Vegas Movie 16 Platinum Pro. Is that the like video auditor or something? Joe Mama, man, here I was like excited that we could relate about having a hard day at work, and you're telling me you're waking up from a nap? Killing it, man. Killing it. I know you work hard during the warmer days. I won't give you too much grief. I'll give you a little grief, but not too much. No problem, Harry. If you're like determined to share, you can press the start menu. You can type in computer into the search option. Click on this PC. Right click this PC. Click properties. And it will give you this. And this is roughly all the information I need, except for your graphics card. So, but this is for the most part plenty if you're running a Dell, because you probably don't have a standalone graphics card, to be honest. I'd be surprised. But Dell does have gaming laptops these days, so you might be running a Dell gaming laptop. But normally people who are using Dells, they say, oh, I'm running an Omen, or I think that's HP, or they say they're running Alienware, not Dell, if they're running the gaming version. i7 9700K. Wow, why are you running a 9700K and a 2060? Flip that. Whew, that's a hot processor, man. I'm getting hot flashes over here. Damn, man. I am dated on the processor. Whew. Damn the center. I don't think you can post links. Here we go. You don't get to be a permanent moderator, but I'll make you a mod. Share the link, my friend. And then I'm going to take your mod privileges away. The other info Jay needs is your credit card number. I care less about the credit card number and more so about the 4-digit PIN for your credit card number. But please don't share it on the stream. Send it to me in a direct message, because that's how I can optimize your computer system best. All right, Joe Mama. Well, that's not bad. Are you dreading it or kind of looking forward to, you know, the break from hibernation? Ooh, I feel good. Caught up to chat. Focus on my fights a little bit. Uranium, you're here. Thank you for those. I actually saw, unless you sent me more, thank you for the envelopes. It is a happy Lunar New Year for me. I need to get some Nike shoes in game, and I need to learn how to run away from people. But I'm very grateful. Hopefully you get the reference. But I think I already claimed them, friend. Boy. Wow, Mr. Uranium. If I have any, I'll send them back. I don't have any. So generous. Dr. Daniel, did you all just sit down in a room somewhere and say, send? That's actually someone from my alliance. Super generous. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I guess technically, right? Right? This is technically top donors. There you go. Look, just because it's in-game resources, don't make it any less important. I very much so appreciate it. I think I have these orders switched. I think it should be like Hasn't left his alliance yet. I didn't watch the cow whale video. Did something happen? John Garcia, I will be using Sim Supreme for the champion boss. Sim Supreme for the first 90%. And Clairvoyant for the last 10% if I can't get the one shot with Sim. Damn, why is he quitting? Did they, did he not get top of the list or something? Did Cow Whale get locked out or something? Was he buying half price units? I would not be surprised when you're spending that much money, you know. Well, Harry, I don't need to watch that video. I'm just, you know, you don't need to spend money on the game. It's literally a cash grab game. I'm also not a fan. Let's see. John Garcia, like mentally, I'm not a fan of negative units, but also I would never purchase units in this game and then ask for a refund. The only instance where I feel like it's really brutal is if like you're some sad, like unlucky bug and you end up like double buying and then you get boned by negative units. But for the most part, I don't ask for refunds. I don't buy from bots or discounts or pay mercs or do any of that garbage. So I personally don't care. Kabam could make it so that if you ask for a refund, your account is deleted, and I wouldn't care because I don't spend money on the game that I ever intend to ask for it back. I don't spend money on the game that I ever intend to regret. Even like when I buy Cavalier crystals, feel bad or not, I don't regret it, you know? So yeah, so it doesn't affect me at all. And as long as you go in with that mentality, negative units are literally non-existent. Oh yeah, at least 40,000. At least 40,000. Well, then I just can't understand why his account's negative. Unless it's just because his alliance didn't get first. In which case, it might be because he's upset like that. You know, maybe he feels like he lost because of other reasons. Don't worry, the center. It don't faze me. Just stick the age rating tag on your videos, the center. Have a good one, John. Sleep well. Alright, progression on the 4-star arena. Pretty good today. Still got a ton of 5 stars to run. And then, I don't know, something. Something, I'm sure. It does kind of feel bad to lose Cow Whale. He was definitely single-handedly supporting the game. Yeah, the center. That's how mine is as well. I actually have a couple of videos restricted, but not too many. My thing is just if you like overly swear, you know, or say anything like super offensive, that's when you stick the age rating on it. You know, no big deal. Because there's nothing wrong with having a mixed channel. YouTube's not gonna flag you if you're mixing it up. Just if you're, you know, you're being wholly brutal. Although I think in general, I'm gonna switch to trying not to swear as much, just because I accidentally swore at work, and that's just a product of use. You know, if I get comfortable swearing, you know, it comes out at work. So I need to back off a little bit. Start switching to some more family-friendly words like garbage and trash and flake. Not as satisfying to say flake, but we'll see. Ah, yeah. See the center? That's why I don't ever have Discord calls with my friends. Or if you ever see me, I like tell my friends heads up. And it proves that there's just some of my friends I straight up can't have on Discord call because they don't understand. They just swear, and not even the swearing. I don't mind the swearing. They just say the most offensive things. Just, you know, it hurts, and I love them. They're my friends, but man, like trying to make a video, can't hang out with you at the same time. Uranium. Maybe I'm crazy. I think that's the only answer. The only logical answer is that I'm a masochist. I went ahead and I bootlegged or installed the masochism node, and that makes Arena a much better time. No, if I'm not doing the MCOC and chill videos, I'm multitasking. I only multitask. If I had to do just MCOC, I would lose my mind. But when I'm not doing this, I'm watching anime or watching a movie with the wife or playing Grand Blue Fantasy at the same time. That's how. I have Line, but I'm trying to step away from Line. I have a Discord. What happened was I was using Line and it very quickly populated. And then I was unable to filter through Line and Discord. And I need Line to be relatively filter free for my alliance so that I can like be readily available and not get lost. Because I read every message and it, you know, the bigger Line gets, the harder it is to follow up. As far as the Discord, this is the channel. I'm not super great at checking it, but I check it at least once a week. Once every 2 weeks on a bad day. For some reason I had the notifications turned off, so that totally burned me, but that's probably the best place. Yeah, Uranium. I feel like if you used autofight in Arena, that would just be botting, you know? It almost defeats the point. Because you are like half a step away from botting. To be fair, a lot of other gacha games have auto fight, and then you only have to start the fight, and then everything else is autoed. So, you know, you can make a convincing argument in that regard. How's it going, Dine Nelson? As far as Solar Flare, currently I am watching. I need to see if this anime is safe for me to say IRL. It is. Okay, so currently I'm watching... Nope, no it's not. Currently I'm watching an anime, yeah, that would just have too much judgment. I'm sorry, Solar Flare. I hate to be like that. Right now I'm watching an anime that's not safe for me to say out loud, for fear of judgment. It's not super ecchi, but it's a harem. So that's about the extent of embarrassment I'm willing to admit to. For sure, Diane. Always welcome to ask any question, but not always willing to answer. Solar Flare. I have watched 6 episodes of Attack on Titan, and then I dropped it. It wasn't my thing. I couldn't handle the what's it called for when people make super over exaggerated faces and emotions? That I couldn't handle that. The center, yeah, you were right. I watch a lot of harems. I watch a lot of ecchi. I watch all kinds of anime. I'm like 360 animes in. I watch everything. I watch reverse harems. I watch full comedies. I watch seinen. I watch shonen. As long as I can handle the like artistic style and the plot isn't absolutely miserable, or they don't just randomly go to space for no reason with no kind of foreshadow, then I'm down for anything. If I'm embarrassed of something I do, then why do it, Solar Flare? Because I still enjoy it. But just because I enjoy it does not mean I'm willing to share that with the general public. You know, it's that kind of a thing. Diane Nelson, if you're gonna turn suicides on and you plan on max sigging Namor, it's worth it. But because you've just awakened Omega Red, I would not. Most of the Namor value you get is from anti-thorns. Omega Red has most of that. Namor has sustain. Omega Red has most of that. The biggest thing with Namor is that right now, and this is the dilemma I'm in here, I can share. Oh, where did my pros and cons list go? Oh, well. The dilemma I'm in is that in Abyss of Legends, there is a Killmonger with 100% ability accuracy, offensive ability accuracy reduction, which means you can't use offensive armor breaks to prevent the reverberation, which means you're stuck with like Archangel or Namor. So that's the position I'm in, and as someone who wants to do Abyss of Legends one day, I'm like super pissed. But I also love that I have an excuse to keep Namor, so... unless you're planning on tackling Abyss of Legends one day, I would save it for someone else. Final contestant, I did watch Seven Deadly Sins. I need to watch the most recent version, the most recent season. It's on my list. That anime has very cartoony anime style, and I need to like be in the mood to watch that kind of an anime. So I haven't had that mood yet. It's just, you know, I know it'll come. No Solar Flare. I've not heard of Robotech. Hold on. If you guys are gonna give me recommendations, I need to open up my anime list real quick. Uranium. Unfortunately, I can't answer that question. I don't use either. Fact Fiend with Carl Smallwood. Alright, so that's opened. There we go. Have a good one, Harry. Good luck with the grind. Solar Flare, yeah. Killmonger, Namor works for that Killmonger. Because Namor's awakened ability isn't considered an offensive ability. I'll have to double check. But, yeah, Legacy used Namor on that Killmonger. So it might be a bug, but at least at the moment it works. The center... the center, you can just post those in general if you want. That's fine. Or maybe humble brag, but the channel, the Discord community doesn't exist right now, so I really don't care. Diane Nelson, I would just hold. There's nothing wrong with holding a resource until you pull something or something comes out. Like I have 2 Science Awakening gems, but don't have 6 stones to bring Captain America Infinity War up. So I've been saving them. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Highly would recommend saving. You know, don't force it on Domino. Domino's Awakened ability, you know, really not necessary. Sunspot work for Mr. Sinister in 6.2. If you have the Heimdall Angela synergy. So, but that Mr. Sinister, the major thing is that he puts like a shock debuff on you, which is really, really painful. So I had to quake him. I tried to ghost him. Turns out you need hood synergy. I quaked him, and that worked fairly well, but I have Heimdall Angela synergy. Ooh, Joe Mama. 6 revives on Electros, not bad. Especially since I'm assuming you use Mr. Fantastic again. Ooh, so many are better than Namor, Dan Nelson. Just existing in the game. You already have Archangel duped, so that's fine. But you're going to have Havoc is going to be better than Namor for you. You don't necessarily need to awaken him, but that's definitely an option. My thing with Namor is that his awaken ability is only good if he's max sigged, which is something you don't necessarily want. Other than that, you're looking at Havoc and Sunspot. But personally, I think Havoc is your go-to on your next slot because he's going to provide you Incinerate immunity as well as anti-thorns, a non-contact medium, and high burst window, and longer sustained damage. Like Omega Red's problem is that he doesn't have sustained damage. It's not consistent. It's just a burst window. Havoc's going to do a lot better. His damage is much longer in the form. How's it going, George? How's it going, Sam? You guys jumped in at the same time there. So, let's see. Alright, we gotta pause. I gotta check out this video. Ooh, look at this. What's all the way over here? Look at that. Full RGB. That is a sweet motherboard. And then you're playing on an iPad. I want to look at this monitor real quick. Yeah, what is this? What kind of monitor is that? I see you're running a Logitech mouse, I think. I think we're running the same mouse. And then, I think, is that a Logitech keyboard as well? I can't, the picture's fuzzy and I can't get it big enough. Mouse is G402. I love Logitech mice. Okay, Razer or Nate. That's a really sleek design for Razer. I'm a little surprised. Wow. Okay, I was gonna say Logitech or Corsair, so I'm really surprised to see that's a Razer. I'll have to look into that one. A lot of Razer's designs are really flashy in my opinion, so that doesn't feel aggressively so. I'm using the G502 personally. Not much different. Same exact mouse pretty much. I think the only difference is like mine has final contestant. Someone else was mentioning it. Do you have any further information? We just have confirmation that it has happened. That he won't come back until he gets his money refunded. Yeah, the center. I did get my chair. I love it. It's so much more comfortable. The worst part of doing these live streams was my chair for so long. Even this one, you know, way more comfortable than the other one, still gets uncomfortable after an hour or so, you know? But it's still 20 times better. One day I can't wait to buy a $2,000 chair. George, let me find yours last. How do you use Sunspot? Got him as a 4-star. I'm level 58. Oh, okay. Easy. So be forewarned that I'm not exactly a pro Sunspot player. Haven't sat down and used him too much, but essentially he is a big special 2 champion. So I gotta like pull up the ability so I can go through. So the first thing is that on well-timed blocks you get a 100% perfect block. So you like hammer into the opponent, parry heavy, you charge heavy to get all your incinerates back, and then like maintain higher solar charges. You throw special ones to gain stacks of solar flare, and then once you've thrown like 1 or 2 solar special ones, kind of depending on the duration of the fight and how healthy the opponent is, you throw a special 2. This expends all of the solar flares you have up to 15 and does huge amounts of damage. And that's it. So fight start, parry, 5-hit combo, parry heavy, parry heavy, parry heavy. The first hit of the heavy, you throw a special 1. And then, all the way up until you've thrown your special 1s, and then you throw your special 2. Hopefully that helps. And when you do it in that kind of a rotation, you're going to stay super, super healthy, because every single one of your parries is going to be a perfect block, and you're going to take, like, no damage. Uranium, I don't know. I don't use Sunspots super, super often. Let me see if I can find anything. While multitasking. I don't see anything in here that would suggest he does, but it might be worth checking out. But there is nothing in the abilities that suggests that he would. Damn it, Solar Flare. Can't be beat, man. Can't be beat. Interesting, Joe Mama. I need to reassess my approach to Labyrinth of Legends as I start to look at the higher health opponents. Ghost is really, really good for the lower health ones, but I'm not too confident she's going to be a good answer for the higher health ones. What got me hooked on the game? I love the grind, man. I've always been a grind game fanatic. Like, I was huge on MMOs, but my favorite part of MMOs is leveling up. Once you hit endgame, I kind of get bored and stop playing. And then an expansion comes out, and then I level up again, and then I get bored and stop playing. And then the second thing I like is I like being able to multitask. I have like a low level of focus when it's one task. If it's multiple tasks, I can like hyper focus, or like I can hyper focus for a few minutes at a time. But otherwise, I'm like every other person my age with attention deficit disorder. I don't have that. I'm just using that as the example. Apologies to anyone who actually has ADD. But Marvel Contest of Champions allows me to watch movies, watch anime, just do multiple things at once. And I think that those combined just absolutely got me hooked. The other thing is when I started playing the game, I was working night shift. And I used to play this game at my job on night shift because I worked 10-hour shifts and only had maybe 5 to 7 hours worth of work in that shift. So I would grind, 3 hours at work. Kind of cheating, but, suited me. Ooh, 140 hertz curve view. I want 144 hertz monitor, but yeah, the center, I do understand. And yeah, even though the numbers are inflated, I think they still technically cost more, because let's see, what is OS minimum wage? Wow, you guys have Austin Dollar. Huh. Interesting. Ah, I learned something new today. Turns out that it is roughly the same. I thought that it would cost more. I thought that the Aus dollar had like the bread cost of an Aus dollar was lower, but turns out that it's not. It's about the same. So something new was learned. How does Star-Lord work? Oh, the whole path. I was like, how is Star-Lord versus Electro 4 to 5 hours? How many revives did he use on that Electro? Yeah, $1. You're really close there. The center. $1 is 68 cents US. So pretty damn close. I want my next Labyrinth of Legends run to be a race, though. A race, no boosts. Or a race boosted. You know, if the other person wants to boost up and race me, that's fine. It'll just be more fun to be doing it at the same time as someone else, I think. Because there's definitely going to be some fights that I boost up for, I think. So, Joe Mama, you'll be happy to know I don't think I'm selling Namor anymore. How does that make you feel? Do you feel happy? Do you think I should be happy? I'm like super mixed feelings. Ooh. I saw Katie Candy was doing something about like MCOC players for Australia. I need to do my research on that and see if I can get behind it. But I saw that she's donating the money to Red Cross, and I'm not a fan of Red Cross. I don't like the way they handle their charity, so I wouldn't get behind that. Damn, Joe Mama, don't you want to know why? Yeah, Joe Mama, it's just gonna come down to timing. You might be one of the ideal people because you're readily available, but I'm just gonna throw out an open invitation when I go to do it and see who's able to respond back. Yeah, me too, Joe Mama. To an extent, I was looking forward to it. Joe Mama, the reason is Abyss of Legends. I cannot find another answer to the Abyss of Legends Killmonger besides Archangel, and even if I pulled Archangel, I have absolutely zero desire to rank 5 an Archangel. So, Namor it is. And Kabam might release other counters, or other counters might be determined, but I already have Namor. So, keep him, I think I shall. We'll see. I still have 3 weeks to absolutely torment myself with the decision before the sell window disappears. And until then, I will be racked with constant doubt and anxiety. Because that's just the kind of person I am. Wouldn't have it any other way. That's good, George. Thank you for that information. Like I said, I need to look into the information. Yeah, the center. There are plenty of charities that don't, but the Red Cross is definitely one of the worst ones out there. As far as overall value, they're definitely worth it, but they're definitely pretty crummy in the way they do it. George, Brian Grant's in it. Cool. Champion Nova, Far PK TV, Chris LaFleur, and KT1. Good. I think that it's really good that everybody's getting behind it. I need to get more information. I might donate money, but not to the Red Cross. It'll be a separate instance. Daily Advil within 2 live streams, each spanning about 2 hours, but it gets boring because I don't have a very big audience. What is Daily Advil? Daily Evil. What is Daily Evil? SG, that's also a good reason. It's not so much the Havoc that I want, so much as the Sig Stones, because I've got like 120 to 140 generic Sig Stones I would get back. Yeah, Joe Mama. I would say I'm loyal to Namor, but he's the kind of person to try and trick you into helping you build a dimension breaking device, and stupid enough to think that even though you have invisible powers, that you're not able to follow him and understand that he's working with an evil villain behind your back. So I don't know if I want to have loyalty to someone like that, you know? Yeah, the center. I was under the impression that it's more about the habitats and the wildlife, for the Australian fires. But I'm always pro anyone with any kind of influence or power using their time and efforts to do some good. Uranium, that is a reference to the Mr. Fantastic event. When Mr. Fantastic came out, that's the whole plot. Is Mr. Fantastic was stuck. Sorry, not when Mr. Fantastic came out. When Namor came out, he was stuck in a dimension with Invisible Woman. They came out together. You break into that dimension and you find out that Invisible Woman and Namor are building a device in order to like rip the dimension open and get themselves out. And Namor knows that the device is going to kill everybody inside. But Invisible Woman has secretly been making adjustments to the device to prevent it from doing just that. And Namor is working with, I think, like Doctor Doom or something behind the scenes. And Invisible Woman just used her powers to figure it out and knew he was sketchy the whole time. It's really cool. It's actually like a really nice, complicated plot. It's really cool. Lots of respect. If you don't read the story, you should. The story in this game is actually pretty decent. I still don't know what Evil is. I don't know what Evil Within 2 is. That a game? If it's a scary game, that's why I don't know about it, because I am a super chicken and run away from anything scary, even in the remote slightest scary, because I don't handle that stuff very well. I think the static story content is pretty good. I didn't read it while playing. I read it from, like, if you Google a story of MCOC, you can go look at it. Someone else has already put it all up on a video. That's how I watched it. But yeah, it is pretty good in Act 5. Good luck, George. Be safe. Watch out for the raccoons, man. Don't want you to get trashed. The center, no, I really, you can say slightly scary. I really can't. I really am that much of a chicken. To give you an idea, Zombieland, the zombies in Zombieland scare me. And that movie is a comedy. I'm just a pansy, man. The Act 6 story is pretty good too. You're definitely missing out. Definitely missing out. And the Act 6 story is getting referenced in like the events and stuff. So I would definitely look into it. Excuse me. Ooh, SG, you're planning on hammering out 3 in one weekend? Good for you. Yeah, Joe Mama, I'm that big of a pansy. I didn't watch Venom for the longest time because I was worried that the movie Venom would scare me. It didn't, but I was worried it would. So have a hyperactive imagination. George Perez, you missed me saying that the zombies in Zombieland scare me. Like nightmares scare me. Still watch the movie multiple times, but that is the extent of how big of a pansy I am. Double P, it's not the moment when I'm watching it. When I'm watching it, I can like get through anything. It's when I go to sleep and then I have a nightmare and I wake up like terrified that I have trouble with. So I watched this movie called Game Over when I was like 12, and I still get nightmares about it, which really sucks. Like once a year at least, I have a nightmare about dying in a video game and then dying in real life. That's rough, man. It's rough. Traumatized by this movie as a 12-year-old. PG-13 level horror.
Oh.
It's followed me for 12 years. Di Nelson, everybody tells me scary movies are great, and I believe them. Like, there's so much potential there. I'm definitely missing out, but like BioShock, I wasn't able to complete the first BioShock because it was too scary for me. BioShock 3, I managed to get through, but it was still creepy.
I think I should play Fatal Frame.
No.
No, I'm telling them to go play Fatal Frame. It's fun.
Yeah, the variant stories were so bad. I read one of them, and then I haven't even read the variant stories because I do feel like the content there is kind of weak. But it could just be a different writer, you know? You're not missing anything. They're pretty loosely thrown together. It's kind of like the Realm of Legends story. Although Abyss of Legends story looks a little bit better. Not so much the story, but the dialogue looks pretty good. So I'm excited for that. I think I'm clearing Alliance Quest. I gotta go move real quick. Double P, you did hear the wife, but no crystal openings. I don't have any units, and I need the units I have in order to clear Act 6.2 this weekend. I'm pretty close to a 5-star, though, so that's exciting. Ooh, the center, do so. Absolutely do so. Let me know when you're done, and we can exchange information. Will there be what?
Will there be pictures?
My wife would like to know if your superhero book will have pictures. This is map 5, Uranium. Ooh, okay, so someone mentioned it. Here's the thing. I was talking with my brother, and I was wondering, ooh. I'm just gonna try to, oh, I'm out of energy. Sadness. So I was talking with my brother, and he brought up, if I pulled an Omega Red, should I even waste my time using him? Because I don't think he gives me any kind of utility that I don't have, except for like maybe Masochism, which I don't really need. And I think he's right. I think that if I pulled Omega Red at the position my current roster is at, I don't think I need him. And I think the resources are spent better elsewhere. Because I have all those mutant rank up gems, I could bring up someone else instead. And that's where the conversation brought to. So The center, that's fair. If you need someone to make your character come to life for like the cover or something, my wife is a artist.
I wasn't even offering.
She does commissions, so these are two of her drawings. No shame. No shame. Currently, who do I want to pull? It's currently just Omega Red, Corvus Glaive, and Medusa. That's it. Squirrel Girl, I think, but she's not in the crystal for me yet. But I've been really hesitating on that Omega Red. I've been thinking if I pull him, I might not rank him up. And that's the tough position I'm in. That's the reality. Yeah, Harry, they are amazing. She did such good work. There's a whole line of these tarot cards. Too bad. Okay. She's embarrassed, guys. I gotta hide them. You didn't see any of them. Uranium, I wouldn't be afraid to pull a Hyperion after pulling Medusa just because Medusa is going to give you a utility. That'll be like a permanent utility in the fact that she has guaranteed armor break and bleed. And you can always be confident in the fact that there is a act, I think it's 6.2 or 6.3, and it's a do you bleed path where you can only deal damage with bleeding. And there's like a Emma Frost and a Killmonger. The path is like proper annoying. So, you can always have confidence that she'll have value there. But armor break and bleed, man, those two things, they stack up really well. She'll always be a good anti-robot. Personally, if I get a Medusa, I do plan on rank 5ing her and awakening her. Yeah, she's also been getting into painting too recently. I love it. Artists are so amazing. It's a talent that I'll never have, but super solid. How's it going, Dr. Daniel? Ooh, that's exciting, the center. I look forward to it. If I ever get to 6.3, Dr. Daniel, my gaming space is about 5 feet? About 5 feet. 5 feet by 3 feet or so. Pretty good amount. I have the Rosie gaming desk. It's a curved desk. You're overpaying for it, but it's curved. It's one of the few curved desks in the market. So if you want to look up that, that's about the space of my gaming space. I would love about 2 more feet to the left. But, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment, so it's not really possible. Well, one day. Uranium, I got good news for you. How many SIGs does Medusa need? The answer is 1. I'll show you why, because I love to show people why. Medusa, her SIG value is in the fact that you get these awesome Furies, but see the number is not green means that it's not affected by SIG. The higher you SIG her affects the guaranteed chance of auto block. So as long as you don't care about the auto block mechanic, 1 SIG is all you need for the free damage, and it's a pretty good amount of damage.
I forget the reindeer's name.
That is Chopper.
There you go.
Nice. The center do send. Uranium, what am I holding up on? Or is it because George called Chopper a bear? Chopper would hit you. Harry, George, do you know what Chopper is from? Yeah, he is very good at rank 5, Dr. Daniel. Sick pull. One of the 4 stars I think is worth rank 5ing. Only if you're running suicides, only if you need a taxi and an answer to Biohazard. But Omega Red plus Ghost is all you need to push Act 5.2. Do an Act 5 completion run. My V4 exploration, I might need her for variant for Arcus. Yeah, Captain Marvel movie would be good for that. But just honestly, a Mystic champion is better for Arcus, in my opinion. Probably use someone else. But that Arcus is pretty squishy. You can honestly just push your way through with raw damage. Yeah, George Perez, he's from One Piece. Already been answered. Good. Uranium, if you're choosing between Medusa and Captain Marvel movie, do you have to, if you have Nick Fury, man, I would do, God, I hate to say it, I would do Captain Marvel movie. She's just better. You're just going to get so much more value out of Captain Marvel movie, but if you don't have Captain Marvel movie, Medusa's totally worth it. It's just such a big damage boost on her, man. But the nice thing about both those champions is they both don't need like high sig. Captain Marvel movie, the like min-maxed sig is sig 40, but you get most of the value or half of the value at sig 1. Medusa, though, you get all the value at sig 1, so kind of something to think about. Yeah, Uranium. That's tough. I mean, the center, if you can manage, you can manage. If you can't, you know, you might consider, you know, prioritizing. But also, you know, that is a creator's world of nonstop juggling and just way more than you can chew, but doing it anyways, you know? It's like a crazy long anime, George Perez. Like super, super, super long. Dude Durham, thank you. I do put a little bit of effort in the description. That's my equivalent of a tweet. Not that it has the same effect at all, but, you know, the purpose stands. George Perez, at the moment, I will be at New York Comic Con. The only thing, I tried to buy my ticket over the weekend, but I couldn't find any sales. But I am planning on going. The only things that could stop me are natural disasters, work, and, you know, life situations or anything. But I live in New Jersey, so I really have no excuse. I just got to buy a ticket, rent a hotel, and then go up. So I just don't ever like to, I don't like to do an absolute on that kind of a thing, because, you know, I could be hit with, like, you know, having to buy a new car all of a sudden, and then I wouldn't be able to afford it. You know, and life comes first. So, dude, Durham, the grind is why I like this game, though. So hopefully, if you're playing MCOC, you like the grind yourself. Yeah, One Piece has been going on for so long. No, I don't remember Samurai Showdown, George. Maybe I'm too young for that. Good, the center. Yeah, getting a heavy in there and not holding block absolutely changes that whole fight. So I'm glad that you're able to push through, and good luck. The good news is once Cat Marvel movie is ramped up, you don't have to worry too much about damage. These fights end so fast. Absolute cheat code. Interesting. I'm sure there are a lot of other games better than this one. And yet, here we all are, playing this one. You know what's not a better version of Marvel Contest of Champions? Marvel Future Fight, the game that no one plays because it sucks. And if you play Marvel Future Fight, I apologize for offending you. That is your advertisement from Jay Silver today. Your reverse advertisement. Maybe reverse psychology will work, and I may have just hardcore psyched like 5 people into downloading and playing the game just to tell me that it doesn't suck. Clash of Clans, not MCOC. I just assumed it was a mistype. My apologies. I never played Clash of Clans, so that never even occurred to me. There used to be this one mobile game. I think it was called Infinity Blade or something. I really liked that one. It didn't have like a good longevity to it, but that game was super fun. Other than that, Grand Blue Fantasy, man. Grand Blue Fantasy is just so good. But there's so much effort into making it count for Grand Blue Fantasy that I never ever try to sell it. George Perez, that was fair. Let me be clear. When I say buy a new car, I mean go buy a used car, and it would be prospectively new to me. But yeah, I'll never buy a new car. That will never ever be a valuable purchase in my book. I will always buy a used car. My first car was a $1,200 junker. This car is a $10,000 used car that I bought in 2 years, full price. So, how many units am I looking to spend on a new car? Something about 300,000 units. It's just crazy though. We're seeing gaming on the phone evolve like more and more intense as people begin to realize that their phone is literally a PlayStation Portable, or a Nintendo Switch. Like one day, if we don't already have it, we're gonna get Skyrim on the phone. I can't wait. Not that I'll ever play it, but it'll happen. 50 Odins. Yeah, that's on the lower end. I'm particularly a fan. Did I say 300,000? Am I just bad at math? 300,000 should be 3,000, right? No, that's $300. Harry, I'm terrible. 3 million units. 3 million to 30 million units. Whew. Master have the essentials like precision, cruelty, etc. Is Petrify worth chucking a few mastery points into? Sam, generally no. You have precision, cruelty, stupefy maxed, right? I would dump that next point. I personally like maxed limber, but I would not put that next point towards petrify unless you plan on building pacify. Pacify is definitely worth maxing out as a budget mastery. It's very, very good. Has some niche value because ability accuracy. Plenty of instances where that's worth using. Yeah, if I could get a nice used car for $3,000, that would be nice. But anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 is about my ballpark on a car. And then not including tax, of course, and sales price, sales taxes. Whew, the center. That feels bad. Are you getting a heavy in on that Doctor Strange as well? Doctor Strange is a little finicky. I do have trouble myself getting him to throw a heavy sometimes. He doesn't feel like he's amped up as much as Hyperion is as the special throwing game. that said, I didn't realize how late it was getting. It's already 9:50, so I'm going to finish up this fight, open up as many uncollected arena crystals as I can, and then call it a night. Time kind of got away from me very quick. That's nice. I like it when that happens. I suck. Yeah, the center. I'll check that out. I'll check that out before I go to sleep. Are those hard to make? Dude, Durham, maybe never. The dupe is super good to have, but I think the highest value there is now if you rank him up, you can be happy with the fact that you'll always have him as a decent defender. You know? Just be careful. There's quite a few Corvus Glaives knocking around, and that is just a free ramp for Corvus Glaive. So make sure you stick him farther back on the path so no one's ramping Corvus Glaive on like the first fight or something. Or personally, I think Iron Man Infinity War is one of the better options for the hidden nodes. Time consuming. That makes sense. George Perez, I do think Kabam has the right to nerf champions. It's an online game. I've talked about it before. But I've played a lot of online games, and every single online game I've ever played has had updates. They're called updates or patches. World of Warcraft, Terra, League of Legends, Grand Blue Fantasy, the other game I play, Marvel Contest of Champions, even like Diablo when it was online, RuneScape. All these games have updates. And so... yeah, I do personally feel like they have the right. Now, I think that asking and expecting compensation when those changes are massive is totally reasonable, and that's when you should get mad at Kabam. Like after they release a nerf, if they don't give compensation or don't allow people to change their minds, that's when I'm like, hey, okay, now you're doing it wrong. But as long as they're giving people like rank down tickets when the nerf is large enough, I think it's okay. But also, for the most part, the nerfs they're not affecting special abilities. So, like, one example is Namor. The Namor nerf, if you bought Namor or you tried to get Namor, you probably got him for one of two reasons. Either prestige, or you got him for his ability to completely nullify Thorns. And yes, the big damage and the high regen were very good reasons, but those aren't considered core to his kit. His core kit is max sig, high prestige, max sig, anti-thorns. And they didn't touch those, you know? Same with Cull Obsidian. When you look at Cull Obsidian, what's Cull Obsidian's core? Tough first fight, high-end damage, armor break, true strike, burst windows. Cull Obsidian still is going to have all of that. And all they've done is they've taken the high end and the low end and they've made them a little closer together, but he's still going to have an insanely high end top damage. So they didn't change his core either. So yeah, I personally feel like, overall pretty reasonable. That's my thought, but I'm also fairly comfortable with buffs and nerfs. I'm just kind of used to it, I've played a lot of online games. Counter-Strike. But the thing about that is sometimes the buff or the change or the nerf is enough to make someone stop playing the game, myself included. When League of Legends changed, added RNG to the dragons, if you know what I'm talking about, I stopped playing League of Legends for a year. I was so upset about RNG, and I played it, I tried it. I just was so upset. I said I'm not playing this game anymore, and I did. I stopped playing. And, something to think about is that the nice thing about online games is it's probably not going to go away unless you're playing like a crap game like Halo. No offense to Halo players, but I meant that to be offensive. So, you can always come back. 8 crystals nets me 75 units. I didn't know I was opening the regular arena crystals. Damn. Limber Sam reduces the time your champion is stunned by a flat percentage. No Cavaliers tonight. You have a knight. I need the units, all the units I can get to push Act 6.2 this weekend. Oof. Look at this. These envelopes are going to get me Mystic Dispersion 4. I am so excited. Look at this. I'm sitting on 193. I need 320,000. George, well, for the record, 7 stars are an inevitability. 7 stars are an inevitability in this game. So, how do I feel? It just kind of depends. If by the time 7 stars are announced, we have like a 5-star basic arena and a 6-star featured arena, and like arena's been properly revamped, and like the cost of a 5-star is all the way down to like $10 a 5-star, guaranteed. None of this like ridiculous stuff. And 6 stars are only costing like $50 to $100. I wouldn't mind 7 stars. But if 7 stars come out and it's like, oh, in order to get a 7-star, you got to spend $1,000, and 6 stars still cost $500, and 5 stars still cost $50. That's when I'm like, okay, I'm done with the game. But we'll see. It's mostly just how it comes. Yeah, Harry. I think Kabam is doing it the best they can. I don't think there's anything worse they could do or anything better. Yeah, you have a knight, but I can't. Especially since the only reason I want to Guillotine 2099 was for AOL, and Abyss of Legends has no purpose. Dude, Durham. Maybe they'll give him his resources back, and then they'll immediately nerf. Ooh, do I have enough tier 2 alpha to rank up? Nope. No, I don't. Okay. That was a very short-lived thought process. Yeah. So here's the dilemma. Havoc on a rank up gem. Sam, I personally would max Limber. The amount of times Limber has saved me from a stun and allowed me to come back and get a fight, that's where I win. But I only max Limber like you need a max Limber if you want to have more value in Alliance War defense, like if you got some solid defenders, if you do a lot of arena, because that's where it comes into play the most. Like if you accidentally get parried, it's going to save you from getting comboed into oblivion. Otherwise, max Pacify is going to be better for the any kind of PvP fights. So that said, that's the last thing. I'll talk to you guys later, hopefully soon, and have a good night.